Was this purchase just a waste of money? And should you buy Onewheel XR in 2021? Well, let me walk you through my 3 months experience with it because there's a lot to cover. To sum it up really quickly, Onewheel is an electronic unicycle, and up to this date you can buy 2 versions of Onewheel. On the Onewheel website you can find Onewheel Pint and Onewheel XR. The main difference between them is in size, range and price. While you can get the Pint for $950, the XR on the other hand is much pricier and costs almost $1,800. There is a nice specs comparison between these 2 variants on Onewheel website, so if you want to see the detailed comparison, go right there. But of course, after watching this video. The bottom line is that the XR is faster, has better range, but it's also a little heavier, bigger and of course a little more expensive. So this is how the Onewheel XR looks. The main thing is this big go-kart wheel with the motor in the center. Then there are 2 foot pads on both sides of the wheel, 2 sturdy rails, the on and off button on one side and the charging plug on the other. The Onewheel XR has also really nice strong LED lights, which will get handy during some night rides. That's it, nothing more and nothing less. I really like the simple and yet a little futuristic design, which will get you a lot of attention. But more on that later in the video. The design of the Onewheel is also special because you can customize it to your liking and style. There are many original accessories you can buy, but also a lot of third-party manufacturers that produce custom parts for your Onewheel. I have personally bought just one extra thing so far, and that is the fender. It looks good and it's also practical. The fender will protect you from being hit by dirt or water which is on the streets. Installing is also really easy and quick, just 4 screws and you're done. As I've mentioned before, there are 2 foot pads on the Onewheel. The back foot pad, well, it's just a foot pad, there's no other function to it. However, the front foot pad is more interesting. You can tell which foot pad is which in 2 different ways. First of all, the back foot pad is heavier, so when you place the Onewheel on the ground, the front foot pad will be the one that is in the air. Second, the grip tape on the front foot pad is divided by this vertical line. That's because there are 2 pressure-sensitive sensors underneath the grip tape. So, in order to start the motor of the Onewheel, you just need to apply pressure on both sides of the front foot pad and then bring the board to the level position with your own weight. Then the motor will engage and will also maintain the balance. One of the great advantages of Onewheel is that you don't have to use any remote control whatsoever to ride these things. Once you are balanced on the board, you just need to lean forwards to move forwards or lean backwards to go to the opposite direction. Getting off Onewheel, however, can be a little tricky at first. To get off, you need to come to a complete stop with the board and then you need to lift the heel of your front foot. The idea is that to be able to ride the Onewheel, you have to apply pressure on both sensors of the front foot pad, and to get off, you have to release the pressure of one of the sensors. Now let me give you a few quick riding tips if you are a complete beginner and you have no previous experiences with Onewheel. Try to practice mounting and dismounting for first few days with your Onewheel XR. Just get on the board and then get off. Repeat this at least 10 times in a row. The board will maintain the balance just in one way. Sideways, you have to do the work for yourself. This is used to turning left and right. So to turn left, simply lean to the left side of the board, and to turn right, lean to the right side. Practice turning to both sides equally. You may have more confidence and comfort turning to one side over the other, but to be safe later, you need to practice both sides equally. Practice riding forwards and also backwards. It's also common that you will be more comfortable riding forwards than backwards. However, sometimes you will just need to reverse for some reason and you don't want to lose balance in such situation. My last tip is not to look on your feet while riding. It will be much more comfortable to just look where you want to go. This way, your riding experience will be super intuitive. If you have no previous experiences with any type of board, it will take you some time to get used to the Onewheel. It is, however, much quicker than to learn to ride a regular skateboard, just in my opinion. For illustration, I have bought the Onewheel 3 months ago. I have a little over 100 kilometers on it, and it was only recently that I hit the 15 kilometers per hour top speed. And this is only 50% of Onewheel's top speed, which is around 30 kilometers per hour. I know that many people will progress much faster, so take this just as my personal experience. Many of you may be filmmakers or video makers, and you may also heard that Onewheel is a great filmmaking tool. Well, it can certainly help you with smoother shots, but in my opinion it's most likely just some kind of justification of the purchase. But that's alright, because Onewheels are just a lot of fun. But anyways, let me show you some filmmaking use cases. For example, this following shot was shot just handheld, just with the IBIS on. So no warp stabilizer or gimbal or anything. Now the same shot, also handheld, but now I was riding my Onewheel XR. And finally the same shot, but this time the camera was on a gimbal and I was riding the Onewheel at the same time. As you can see, the Onewheel can definitely help you with this kind of shots, but for many run and gun scenarios, it can be a little inconvenient in my opinion. Imagine bringing an image stabilizing tool that has 12 kilos on your shoots for just few shots. I think that you will rather invest money in some kind of dedicated gimbal. There are, however, some use cases where Onewheel will definitely shine. For example, vlogging. You can film yourself while riding, which will add more dynamic feeling to your videos. You will be able to change locations much faster. And you will also be able to shoot smoother shots without any gimbal. Let me now answer those two questions from the intro of this video. Was this purchase just a waste of money? And should you buy Onewheel XR in 2021? From my perspective, it was not a waste of money by all means. I love electric vehicles, and for me, it's just a lot of fun riding one of these. But if you're still watching, that probably means you are also interested in this product. If that's the case, just go for it. You will have a lot of fun, and you will probably also make new friends just by riding this thing around. Every time I ride the Onewheel, someone asks me about it and wants to chat a little about my Onewheel experience. These things are still not that common on streets, and the futuristic look will probably cause some attention most of the times. If you stayed with me up to this time, thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it. Also, let me know down in the comment section if you consider getting Onewheel and if you will prefer Pint over XR or vice versa. So until next time, take care.